Hi, welcome and welcome back to Tuning into the One and for Better Living Now. This is Milan, and we are here with the video series on life hacks, bits and bytes from the Signature Success Breakthrough Method. These videos are designed for you to be able to get results right now, right here. You watch the video, you put the tools and skills and ideas into play, and you get immediate results in your life. If you want to know more about the full method and the full method training, please go to forbetterlivingnow.com/yes. Today's video is how we can get beyond our rock bottoms to get better life lessons, learnings, and insights, as well as understandings, to be able to make more free choices on our life path. Free meaning by conscious choice, to be able to pursue and have the pursuit of our success, joy, and happiness be successful, to find our best practices of how to get the most out of our life lessons, to move beyond those rock bottoms, the tragedies, the traumas, and the catastrophes that can hit us. You know that stuff, the good, the bad, and the ugly places and spaces that we visit and sometimes even live in, because we want more. And this video is about how to get more. Life lessons and get beyond life's rock bottom circumstances and situations. Yeah, it takes a little bit of courage, and we can get past it. So from the method, this is steps 3 and 4 in the Signature Success Breakthrough Method, to up-level the mindset with upgraded tools and skills, to get beyond the oh my God, to put out the fires, and to build those good habits and replace and dissolve and resolve the stuff that isn't serving us anymore. We want to be able to power up conviction and the courage to be able to make those shifts. Sometimes the life pendulum direction swings down into the depths of rock bottom places. I know I've experienced enough of them in my life before I felt like there's got to be a better way. And each time I asked that question, I got more clarity. So we want to be able to take those down deeper depths of despair, devastation, disasters, where we need to pick ourselves up again and again and again and again until we learn how to make life choices and create a shift that leads us towards how to better map and plan tomorrow by shifting out of our yesterdays to live today on purpose, with passion, and by design. We want to be able to get those curative core lessons to get ourselves back up from the floor of that rock bottom place. I know I've picked myself up enough times, and I've helped my clients get beyond them too. And we do this by powering up the learnings to shift onto the path back to reset and reboot ourselves in our life and our lives. So we don't end up navigating that current anymore of life, waiting and watching and settling for less than. Because using trial and error and hit and miss approaches doesn't work. At least not if you want to get past those places. So keep going. Use those trial and error and hit and miss approaches until the dreaded wrecking ball of life collides into your path, and then one more time you'll end up visiting and living in those very real places of wreckage, those life crises and bottoms that can hit us in the gut and the heart, flattening and crushing and exploding our lives, our hopes, and our dreams. You know, maybe it's a little bit of a hyperbole or exaggeration, but at least in my life, it really felt like there were some famines, plagues, and heart-shattering earthquakes that hit. But when we power up the life lessons and learnings, we can shift. We can stop going there, and we don't have to live there again and again, ever, if we don't want to. And we can start by asking ourselves, what's driving the bus, okay? What are we driven by? Are we driven by various forms of fear? Are we driven by rejection, criticism, acute stress, abandonment, fear of success or failure? There are symptoms and there are causes of those symptoms, and we want to know who and what is driving the bus of our life and lives. And finding out what drives us internally from the inside out is the real key. So we run core scripts, and if we know we run core scripts and we find out what those are, then we can shift and pull up. We don't have to do those nosedives. We don't have to go down the rabbit hole. Discovering and uncovering those core scripts where you run and looking at our life patterns, we ask ourselves, what do I see? Because mastering our destiny, our identity, our purpose, and our passion is where we want to end up. And looking at our past, reviewing and revisiting our patterns, bottom stories, what happened, why, and how, and asking ourselves that now will help us to do that. Because we want to know, what did I want instead of what happened? And how can I shift my thoughts, emotions, and actions in the direction of what I wanted and what I want instead, and then start shifting there by looking at the core scripts and shifting into different ways of thinking, feeling, doing, living, and being towards those unique, signature, wanted pieces that are part of who we are as an individual expression of joy and love instead of what we've been getting. So to power up to the wanted and desired life path pieces, are we attracting in our vision of our ideal life, one piece at a time? Are we moving into our core life mission? Do we know what that is? And if we don't, we want to find out so that we can live it in our thoughts, words, works, and deeds. Again, asking ourselves, just like we did in the last video, are we following a prefabricated, pre-installed version of what life path and what we want? Is it prefabricated from our cultural, our social, our family version of what life is supposed to be? Or are we living our own personal, unique purpose in our current life path? We have to get clear. This is so important because we will get stuck in those life loops of trial and error and hit and miss patterns, pretending and playing out these prefabricated, pre-driven, imprinted roles that we've got inside of ourselves at this game of life. So, are we acting and performing, or are we feeling fully alive and full of purpose? Because if we're acting and performing, we need to get to why we're doing that and how we're doing that and what that means and how to shift out of it so that we can get to those more fully alive and full of purpose places and spaces. So are we waking up every day ready to shine, or are we bitching, moaning, complaining, and criticizing and forcing ourselves to do things throughout the day? Are we full of life, or are we full of BS? BS is that imprinted set of beliefs that comes into a belief system that we've bought and brought into our life as prefab pieces of this cultural and family and social stuff. And we adopt them as our own beliefs. So trial and error, hit and miss. Here comes the wrecking ball. Here comes the nosedive. Here comes the deep dive down into the rabbit hole. Because if we are pretending and buying into these prefabricated versions of beliefs, then who and what are we really supposed to be? Because we might very well be driving the bus of our life with stuff that's full of guilt, shame, anxiety, insecurities, and fears, and stuff like I'm not smart enough, good enough, lovable enough, blank enough, fill in the blank kinds of beliefs, and we want to shift those. Because aligning the true inner blueprint pieces of who we are with outer tools and skills, and then map those out and plan them out, will give us those dream life bits and bytes that we can then actionably put into our life today. So my personalized, unique signature blueprint core clarity pieces are: who am I? What do I want in my life right now? What is my mission, vision, purpose statement? What am I all about? What am I best at? And what am I most passionate about? And you can do it even more simply and succinctly and easily by asking yourself, when I look at my life right now, what do I want to do more of, do less of, start doing, and stop doing? Key, easy questions. You can sit down and write those out today and get more clarity. Because once you organize and prioritize and map the what with tools and skills and planning, you can explore your options. What do I need to start and stop doing to reduce and eliminate the negatives? Stress, mental and physical worry about blank, anxiousness and dis-ease around money, finances, health, safety, security, career, relationships, loneliness, feeling lost, feeling stuck, feeling trapped. What I fear most in my life right now is fill in that blank. What are my biggest personal and professional challenges, obstacles, barriers, sabotages, blind spots, issues requiring tissues? Fill those in. Do yourself a favor. When the what happens big, it's because your why is bigger. That inspiration and that motivation you get from your why will help you to generate that vitality and that joy in your life so you can come out and play. Know your values, what's most important to us. Manage your emotional states so they're useful and constructive. Instead of sad and mad, we can get glad and motivated. The resistance of the different have-to pieces in our lives can shift into the resilience of inspired get-tos and want-tos so that you wake up on purpose feeling really great, and the drudgery gives way to the archery of hitting the mark on purpose with passion and by design each and every day into the next one. So get that core clarity on the blueprint pieces so that you know what the rock bottom crises pieces represent, and then look for the instead part what I want instead is. Define what the instead pieces are that are yours, not society's, not culturally, not family driven, but yours. So you have to know what those other pieces that have been imprinted on you are, and then you can ask yourself key questions around the whys of those things, so your whys are bigger than your what, so you can stay motivated, driven, and determined to be able to aspire and then attain and then sustain the what I want instead. Because you don't want something to happen again and again. What do you want instead? What do you want to start and stop doing to eliminate, resolve, dissolve the negative so that you can better focus in living your life with more joy and vitality in everything you think, you feel, and you do? Key, critical. What are my new rules for engagement? These are the terms and the conditions so that you know how to make the shift. Now you're moving the transaction from where it used to be in the past to where you want it to be in the present, so you can build that future that you want and deserve. So agreements such as, when something happens, I want to move into the instead pieces to do this instead, to say this instead, to feel this instead, and not act out. Because if you're acting out, you want to take a pause for the cause, take deep breaths, and stay calm. Next time that happens, what I'm going to do, say, feel, and behave is because what I want instead is, and what I don't want again is clarity. Now we have defined new rules in terms of engagement that we can take with us today into tomorrow to fill in the missing pieces, to be able to power up daily towards joy and vitality by defining and clarifying and identifying the pieces, and then taking action and applying action step solutions that reflect our values and priorities. And again, at the beginning and the end of each day, take an introspection and a reflective approach. Keep a journal or a daily diary of what you've been thinking, saying, and doing, so you can make progress, and best make progress by marking what's been happening and how you're moving into a new you. Because when you look at what you want instead in your situations and experiences of what happened, and your thoughts and feelings around what happened, and you take stock and inventory, then you can move and shift your actions and your thoughts and your emotions into the instead version of what you want. You can write out the instead pieces using this very video and the exact recipe for that, to be able to come up with solutionable action steps based on what's supporting you instead of what's draining you and driving you down that hole. These action steps will reflect what we want instead, and how we can start moving up and out of the crises and bottoms into the instead wanted places. The action steps we intend to take to minimize and eliminate things out of our life, to get less of everything we don't want, and the practical solutions and actionable steps to revise our mindsets and our practical steps so we can get more of what we do want. And we make that by promising ourselves to keep striving to progress towards thriving more and more, to attain thriving and then sustain it. Because we do that with this simple formula. Clarify your pieces, blueprint and mission, vision, purpose. Organize your blueprint and map and plan it out. Prioritize your focus on where and how to take action with specific tools and skills that you've gotten from this video and the other videos, so you can resolve, dissolve, and minimize and eliminate the negatives causing all kinds of resistance in your life, like crises and bottoms, and accelerate and magnetize your energy to attract in everything you want instead, better, easier, and quicker, by up-leveling the mindset pieces towards mindset clarity, and taking these tools and developing skills and actionable steps that will help the upswing into the instead places and spaces. Just keep going. You know you can do this. I've done it. I've helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. You can do this too. So as long as you live, keep learning how to live now. Because the only thing worse than being blind is having sight and no vision. What are you going to do with that? Absolutely no vision. You got to have the vision, and you got to have the clarity, because that's where life gets more fun. You only have to do very few things right in your life, so long as you don't do too many things wrong. So powerful. Remember, it's you. You have the power to be you and to stay there and to make yourself the kind of person you want to. So life is a tapestry of memories, moments, and experiences, and we are weavers of our own destiny. So let's build on what's working and work on what needs building. And most importantly, build something worth building in your ideal dream life, because you're worth it and you deserve it. Okay? So If you want to reach me, hello at forbetterlivingnow.com. This is Milan saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I want nothing but the best for each and every one of us to become a better version of ourselves one day at a time. And I want these tools and these skills to help you make more of what you want instead in your life happen today and tomorrow. This has been the video series on Life Hacks, Bits, and Bytes, video 12. And for the rest of it, go to forbetterlivingnow.com/yes. This is Milan wishing you amazing life, success, and mastery. Until the next time, bye for now.